I just had the craziest time ever. Going to Dubai, hanging out with big YouTubers and bloggers, going to Huawei's event, meeting even big YouTube celebrities, and most importantly, using the Mate 20 Pro. So, let's talk about the Mate 20 Pro, the latest flagship device from Huawei. I loved using the P20 Pro and the Mate 10 Pro, but one of my complaints with those devices was that even though the display was AMOLED, it was still 1080p. The display looked wonderful in those devices, but it still didn't have the clarity as other 1440p displays, like let's say the Galaxy S9. So I'm really happy that they finally moved up in resolution. And now the Mate 20 Pro has an AMOLED QHD display, and man, the display is fantastic. It's great to use, it's sharp, it's crisp, it's all the things you imagine in a top of the line smartphone. But for me, the two most important additions are that the sides of the display are now curved and there's a fingerprint sensor behind the display. Let's talk about the curved sides. If you remember my previous video, I mentioned that I'd go with the S9 Plus over the Nova 3 because even though I like having small bezels, I just can't get over how premium the curved display feels. But with the Mate 20 Pro, I'm getting best of both things. I'm getting a bezel-less screen and I'm getting curved display. All of this combined make the phone look absolutely beautiful. It feels awesome holding the phone, you know? You feel like you're holding something special. There is a notch on the top, but they designed it to look seamless, like it doesn't stick out, and it is serving a purpose. All of the phone's sensors, the camera, a speaker, and the sensor for the 3D face unlock are all stored up there. So for what it's offering, it's really good. And it doesn't look distractingly huge, unlike some other phones. The second big thing regarding a display is the under the screen fingerprint sensor. The first time I used it, I immediately felt like it was much faster than the one on my V11 Pro. While it's still not as fast as the traditional fingerprint sensor, I think this is where the tech needs to go, and I'm very happy with the performance of the fingerprint sensor. The back of the phone is made of glass, and this time all three cameras with the flash look much more integrated, not like the P20 Pro. It's very well designed, and to me it looks visually appealing. I'm using the iris colored one, but it comes in a few different colors, and there's also a variant where the back is textured. This increases the grip. I'm very interested to test that one as well. And speaking of testing things later, they removed the speaker grill from the bottom, and now the USB port doubles as a speaker grill. I couldn't really test the speaker, but it is interesting, and I will test that later. In terms of the design and the display, I absolutely love this phone. It looks beautiful, it feels wonderful, and it has an awesome display. Overall, the phone is fantastic, and I can't really wait to use it much more. That covers most of the phone, but I've been saving the best feature for the end. I'm talking about the new cameras. The biggest difference between the camera of this phone and the P20 Pro is that they switched the monochrome lens with a wide angle one. I was a bit skeptical about this because the monochrome lens does add quite a lot of detail. So I was worried that the photos might not look as good. But I got a chance to sit down with Huawei at the press conference and ask them this directly.
Actually, as you know that since P9, we use the monochrome lens to capture more light, because monochrome can capture more light. As the technology improves, as well as our software improves as well. So we think that, and actually it did, using the color sensor can also capture that a lot of light. So we're not necessary to stick with a monochrome sensor. Instead of that, on top of get more light, we can including a ultra wide angle this time, and we think that will bring more good experience to the consumer on that.
So long story short, they added better sensors that already take a very detailed photo, so they no longer need a monochrome lens, but instead they added a wide angle one to give it more functionality. I agree with the more functionality part. The wide angle lens is very useful, and you can see it captures quite a lot more landscape. But I need to test it more to confirm my detail worries. But man, just look at these photos. It's so damn good. Look at the colors and the clarity. Pretty much all the photos I took, even the ones I took accidentally, look so damn good. The front camera and the back cameras take awesome photos. And most importantly, the edge detection and the portrait mode is the best that I've used yet. Look at this photo. It's very difficult for the phone to apply portrait mode because it's a diagonal photo. The camera needs to guess which parts are closer to the camera and make them less blurred, and make the further away objects more blurred. As you can see, and this is the photo that blew my socks off, that this phone did it completely perfectly. There's really no match for the portrait mode and the edge detection. So overall, I'm fully loving the Mate 20 Pro. I had such a blast making this video and traveling everywhere to get the shots. I will test out these things and the features that I left out, like the AI features, the speakers and the battery in the full review. Until then, this is Talha the Geek from Geek My Day, and I will see you again with the full review. Peace.